What is going on, everybody? This is BroncoJuggalo, and today we are coming with another Wild Eye review. A minute since I've done some Wild Eye, and it's just because I've been so busy with everything else going on and all these videos I've been trying to play catch up on. I haven't had a chance to do it. So, thanks to Horrific Nightmares JM, my homeboy Jason. Go and check out his channel if you haven't already. He sent me this awesome copy of SheBorg. Now, SheBorg is a movie I've been wanting to watch for quite a while. This is a 2016 film that got its re-release by Wild Eye in 2018. Directed by Daniel Armstrong and starring Whitney Duff as Dylan and Emma Lewis Wilson as our SheBorg. This is the story of an alien cyborg who crashes into Earth into a puppy farm. And she starts turning the people that are around into puppy-eating alien cyborgs that follow her every command, and she builds this entire cyborg army. Originally released as SheBorg Massacre, this film was supposedly, and I have no idea how, and I could not find any explanation on how, is supposedly based on true events. Yeah, that's a little far out there, but I think sometimes people just throw that shit on movies just to, get people to bite. So guys, I'm going to get into pros and cons. I'm going to start with cons because I honestly don't have that many. I really enjoyed this film overall. Wild Eye's got another home run on their hands with SheBorg. It's low budget. It is cheesy as all get out, but it is so much fun. Not quite as fun as Carousel, but still pretty fucking fun. I also forgot to mention that this is an Australian film. Starting with cons, and most of my cons in this are just scenes. Most of them, and there's one that's not. My two smaller cons are cons that are scenes. Some of the scenes are cringeworthy. Now, there is a really funny bit of dialogue that goes with one, but honestly, there's a few scenes in this that are just cringeworthy to me, and I just wish they wouldn't have been in the movie. And two of those are anal probing scenes. They literally do anal probes because, well, one of the dumb, idiotic freaking humans gave them the idea.
I know I didn't have an anal probe, and I know that I am not under alien control.
I love to sing about the moon and the June and the spring. I love to sing about a sky of blue or a keyboard cue.
What the hell was that?
It is kind of funny, but it's also like kind of, like I said, cringeworthy. One of the human cyborg mutants has a probe sticking up a dude's ass, and another human cyborg mutant comes up to him and goes, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm probing." Probing for what? Information. In his asshole? And I did find that funny, but the actual visual of the scenes is like, yeah, I didn't need to see that. There's another scene where our heroes get into a car accident and the front fender rips off the car. By the way, this is a cop car that looks a lot like a street racer, a very cheap street racer, by the way. I should know, I used to race. But she takes our main girl takes the fender that had broken off, and it's just a piece of plastic. Very thin plastic. You ever broken your fender off your car, you can kind of bend it, And she's kicking people's ass with this thing. I'm like, okay, that's just kind of dumb. But I think they were going for that. They were going for dumb because the fight scenes are a pro for me as well. And I'm going to get to that. But that one just put it a little too far over. Now, yes, both of those cons are minute. They are nitpicky. But they're just something that stood out to me. My biggest con, and my only real true con for this film, is that the SheBorg character, it doesn't really do a lot in the movie. She's at the beginning and she's at the end. And she shows up here and there in the middle, but her role seems very minute compared to the scope of the entire film. Most of everything is done by her cyborg, mutant, human followers. I think the girl that played the SheBorg did a great job, and she looks amazing. Her costume, her cybernetic implants all look really good. Everything looks really good. It looks just like it does on the cover, which is actually kind of rare for Wild Eye. They usually do like different types of covers for their films. I'm going to start with pros now, guys. Low budget special effects. I really enjoyed them. They did them well. They did them good. And I'm going to kind of, wrap that around the gore and the blood as well. Also very good. All these things were done well. I like the CGI effects that were done. They're not nice. They're not super cleaned up, Star Wars special effects, but they are really good low budget special effects, and they work well with this film. And it's something you might see in a regular garden variety television show that doesn't have a super high budget. On the practical side, I loved that they used goopy, kind of oatmeal-y looking substances instead of blood for the aliens. And the acid that they have in their bodies, that also looks kind of cool, and it's very goopy looking. I really enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the blood and gore effects on the human beings. Really kind of has an Evil Dead-esque feel to it. And I mean that by, not the way the movie is, but by the way the effects are done. It reminds me of the effects from the original Evil Dead movie. I love how cheesy this film is. This film, the director said it's not a sci-fi film, it's not a horror film, it's not a comedy, it's not an action film, it's all of those things wrapped into one, and it comes up with this super awesome cheese fest that's just out of this world fun. I love all the kill scenes. There's a great kill scene that just makes me laugh, and that's where our heroes are beating down one of the mutant cyborgs, the human mutant cyborgs, and she's smashing away at this dude with a shovel, and the blood is spurting and flying everywhere. And then her friend just comes up, and for some reason it just struck me as hilarious. She drops a cash register on his face, and it just was so funny, and I loved it. Fight scenes in this movie, there are numerous fight scenes between the mutants and the heroes, and they are just so comical and so funny. And I kind of wonder if they were going for that Army of Darkness kind of fighting. Where in Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2, where Ash is getting punched and punched and punched, his head keeps going boing, 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 boing. But then he looks and goes, ah, and then the skeleton hands come like this. He's like, it's kind of like that. All of the fighting was kind of like, it was almost like they were going to put pow and zap and zing in there instead of showing contact, And it really, at first I was like, man, this is kind of weird. But then I was really getting into it, and I realized that it was done on purpose, and it was meant to be fun. There is a great moment where they give a huge shout out to Star Wars. And they do it by quoting a scene from Star Wars. And the scene is where Leia tells Luke, your friend certainly is brave. And Luke says, what good is it to us if he gets himself killed? And just substitute the him with a her, or herself killed, and you got this line. And I like that. I like that it was an obvious salute to Star Wars, and I really thought that was cool. Overall, guys, this is a really fun, low-budget sci-fi horror film that just kicks a lot of ass. It's called SheBorg. It's from Wild Eye. I've seen it at Walmart. Not sure if it's still at your Walmart because they do rotate the Wild Eyes, but if it is, pick it up. It's definitely worth it. Check out all of Wild Eye's films. They are an awesome, awesome company. And as my buddy Horrific Nightmares says, they are where it's at with independent horror. Also, go check out Horrific Nightmares JM. I want to say thank you to everybody who gave me positive feedback on the new logo. I'm extremely proud of it, and I hope you all like it. Till next time, guys, this is BroncoJuggalo saying peace.
Talking about mob shit. Couple $100 grand, nah, ain't much. One phone call, you can get touched. Then he gave Tommy a to-do list.